got scared at 3 in the morning from a TikTok, and now I just need it to happen to you too, because I will not be alone in this. I cannot stress this enough. I know I make spooky content. I'm not on that side of TikTok, okay? I see funny animal videos and stuff like that. I don't see scary stuff. So when this popped up on my For You page at 3 in the morning, I needed compensation. I needed compensation. I did not go back to sleep. But anyways, it shows this woman's Ring doorbell camera because she got an alert that there was a person. A person, okay? So she checks the footage and, you know, everything seems okay. She's looking around. There's no one at the door. But if you look over to the right, where her screen door is, you can see the silhouette of a little girl in a dress. Clear as day. It gets worse. So you keep watching it, right? She disappears. Three in the morning. 3 in the morning. We're used to hearing like security systems and baby monitors have different voices coming through them, whether that be through a like hack situation or something. But what if I told you that there is camera footage of it happening to a sound machine that literally just runs off batteries? It's not on Wi-Fi at all. Let's look at it. I have no explanation for that. Is there any sort of glitch that can cause that? It's not on the Wi-Fi, okay? It's not on there. Why is that happening? So recently a creator on here that goes by this username shared a story with us of something mimicking her son, and it had been happening a ton. Well, on the night that she's filming this video, she's like, my son's not even here. He's the only one that is upstairs, and I am hearing something walk around, doors are slamming, I don't like it. And she's recording, trying to catch it on video. And boy, does she.
Here. Oh my God. Look at, his door is closed. Oh my God. Nope, nope, nope. Oh no. I told you guys. And there's been that mimic. And my daughter has heard it when I'm not here. It says my name, or it says her name in my voice when I'm not here. And it says my name in her voice when I'm not here. And, or when she's not here. And now that's happening. Look at my dog. Oh, fuck no, fuck no.
For me personally, this feels more like poltergeist energy than a mimic, which is good because they're easier to get rid of with banishments and cleansings. But yeah, we would have to see what else is going on, but just this alone feels poltergeisty. You imagine being home alone and hearing this?
It's late and I'm hearing voices in the kitchen. It's just me in here. I'll show you. Sounds like something's banging over by the washer.
Listen, the voices were enough, okay? But seeing an empty room and hearing something charge directly at that camera, I will never sleep again. Do y'all ever see something and you're like, I don't even know of a cleansing that would help this? Like, you're just gonna have to pick the most powerful banishment you can find and do 4 of them at this point. That is insanity. Ah.
What do we have here? Looks like another ghost train. And no one's driving.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret about me, and that is that I have a fear of trains. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I have such a fear that they're just going to derail and come for me. I don't understand why. It might be the loud noise. I don't know. I don't like trains. When I came across this video, my heart fell into my butt. I was so freaking scared. And here's the thing. I know minimal information about trains, and I feel like they can be remote controlled and all that. But just the fact that someone whose page is dedicated to trains, seems like they know what they're talking about, called it a ghost train and said that no one was driving, I believe it. I believe it. That's a ghost train. I will not be convinced otherwise. And I'm terrified. I wish I'd never seen that. The fact in the video, they just casually said, like, another ghost train. And I had to pause it. I was like, another? Does this happen? Because you would have to call me an ambulance. You would. Dollar Doll has done something else creepy on camera, and we need to talk about it and look at it because, this one was rough. We've had dolls with a pulse, and now we have a doll that blinks. But not one of the dolls that blink. This doll didn't have the mechanisms to blink, okay? But it blinked on camera, and it happened so fast that this person had to slow it down so you could see it. But you can clearly just see its eyes just kind of do that number. They had to slow it down a lot, but like you'd see it clearly happen. I don't like it. Here's that video. What's the science if that's not one of the dolls that can blink? Can someone give me a reasonable explanation why that happened? I'm waiting. Y'all, we gotta talk about what this poor unfortunate person caught on camera. I'd never go back to my house. Never. That thing owns it now. I'm just gonna show you the clip, and then I'm just going to stare at you and say nothing, because what do you say to this? What do you say to this? I have no thoughts, I just want to cry. I have nothing. I have nothing to offer you. I'm well aware that I live in the Appalachian Mountains, and I should 100% be a Bigfoot advocate. I should be talking about him because I talk about things that are in the woods of Appalachia, but I have just never really believed in Bigfoot. Hold on. I think Bigfoot would have to be a supernatural entity at this point, because there is no way that no one's caught a credible picture or video of him at this stage. Does that make sense? With that being said, there is a video circling on here, and listen, I understand that a lot of things on this app can be not real, but if this is real, it is a find. This is without a doubt the clearest picture, well, it's a video, but the clearest media that we have ever seen of a possible Bigfoot sighting. Did this just throw me into being a believer in Bigfoot? Do y'all remember on here, I think it was a few months ago, that doll that had an entire heartbeat when a little monitor was put on it? Well, there's another video, but there's no doll involved. In fact, there is nothing involved, but something is getting read. Let me just show you guys the video. Listen, I understand things can be defective, but what is making me kind of freak out about it is people that are around all of this stuff all day are freaking out that it's happening. So clearly it's not common. That's weird. That's creepy. That makes it so much worse, and I am not a fan. What is up with these monitors? Because, like, this is not the only video I've seen. Like I said, it happened with a doll, and now it's happening with nothing. I need to know what's going on. Because if it's used in a hospital, it's not some little cheap machine that's malfunctioning. What's it catching? Do you guys ever see footage of an apparition that is so clear that your brain's like, there's no way? So a creator on here found an old saddle in their barn, and they decided that they were going to get rid of it, and by doing that, they threw it into a bonfire. So as the bonfire is burning, they're just minding their business. They get out to do a little filming, and you can see something just kind of trot across the grass and across the fire and away from it. And here's what it looks like. Even right here, it's spooky, but the video... Like I said, if this is an actual find, this is an incredible moment caught on camera, because that is so clear. It's so clear while also being... Sorry, my cat's tail. It's so clear while also just being so vague. I don't know, what do we think? It's spooky, right? I have no explanation for the video that I just saw. But I'm terrified, which means you're gonna be terrified with me. So basically, we see that guy walk inside, and then...
And that's it. Like...
So it looked like an orb of some sorts. I don't know. But it hit so hard that it knocked him down. I have nothing. Have you guys seen that? What is the explanation? Supernatural or not supernatural? What is the explanation for that? Guys, this is not a drill, and I think we may have a picture of an infamously famous cryptid on our hands. Now, I am going to wait until the end to insert it, that way I can give you proper warning, and if you don't want to see that, you don't have to finish the video. But let's get into the story before the picture. So this follower used to be best friends with an indigenous girl who would tell her horrifying stories about cryptids. And they never really experienced anything themselves until that friendship kind of went through some turmoil and ended. Is that related? Is that unrelated? I have no idea, but they included it in the story, so I wanted to tell you guys. So the incident happened on one day when they were outside with their horse, and randomly their horse just got kind of weird, walking towards the gate, not wanting to be where they were, acting kind of paranoid. And the follower knows that animals sometimes sense things that we cannot, so they were like, all right, let's get you out of here, let's go somewhere else, because clearly we are somewhere we're not supposed to be. So when they were with their horse, they had been taking some selfies, and they were just looking through them when they got back home, and randomly decided to start zooming in, and something was right behind them. Now, since this happened and since they actually saw it on camera, they have heard knocking all around their house, all around their windows. They have felt watched consistently. But they said what alarms them the most is that they did not notice that it was even there. Their horse did. Please go ahead and scroll if you don't want to see it. I just need to know if anyone else has seen the video of that girl who was taking a video of the back of her hair trying to make sure it was straight, and there is a clear as day whisper. Has anyone else seen that? What are our thoughts? What are our theories? Have we come to any conclusion? I don't think she's had any updates, and I honestly don't blame her if she never talks about it again, but... So I'm looking at the comments right now, and a lot of people are saying, including her, she said it sounds like it says Dakota shut it down, and some people are saying no, it says you should have known. I don't know. She said in the comments it was 6 a.m. and no one else was awake, so it couldn't have even been a TV or anyone in the background, and she also would have heard it. So I don't know. What do we think? Ew. Picture that I'm going to show you at the end of this video has caused a lot of technological issues with the person who sent it and myself, so I just wanted to give you that warning. This is what they and myself believe is a cryptid that was caught on camera. Do with that information what you will. If you don't want to watch this one, I totally understand it, and if you are in an area that's more prominent to those things, I would kind of suggest against it if it's at night. They said they sent this story in because they want everyone to know that these things can be anywhere, as this took place in Canada. So let's get into it. So this story doesn't belong to the person that sent it to me. It actually happened to their cousin, and they told it to me. So the cousin is laying in bed trying to go to sleep one night, and they hear this loud noise. Like, it is so loud that it jolts them up and it jolts their dad up, who runs into the room and is like, "Did you hear that?" So they say, "Yeah, I heard it. I don't know what it is." And the dad's a firefighter, and he was like, "I think that was a car crash and we need to go check," because it's a small town. He just wanted to be helpful. The cousin's like, "I am going too. I'm not staying in this house." So they put on their jackets, they open the door, and they are met with what sounds like scratching on the top of their house. Now, they live in a wooded area. It wouldn't be weird for an animal to be up there scratching. But then they look into the trees and notice something strange. And the cousin locks eyes with it, which causes it to start wobbling towards them. They use the word wobbling. I imagine like a baby deer trying to walk for the first time type of walk. The dad and the cousin quickly get inside, lock the door, and eventually end up falling asleep. I don't know how, but they eventually do. And when they do, they sleep for an entire 24 hours. And when they wake up 24 hours later, they are covered with weird bumps and scratches. Now, they didn't tell me how they got this picture. I don't know if it was from a trail cam or what, but here is the picture that they said goes with the story that they captured. I did have weird stuff happen when I tried to save it. I don't know, but here is that picture. Like I said, you've been warned. If you don't want to see it, scroll on, but here it is. Now, UFOs aren't really something that I talk a lot about here, but did a creator catch a UFO on camera? We gotta talk about it. So apparently this footage was taken by this creator in New York City recently. Now, the quality isn't the best, but I mean, I can definitely see what they're talking about, and let's look at it together right now. I never know if UFO videos are real or fake. I'm not even sure where I stand on the alien scale, which I know is crazy considering I believe in so much. I believed in aliens wholeheartedly until the government admitted that they existed, and then I was like, because I feel like they wouldn't tell us if they did, or at least if they knew. Sorry, you guys just did a little bounce. My cat ran right into my tripod. You okay, Pete? Why'd you do that? Regardless of whether or not it's real, this is a cool video, so what do you guys think? Do you believe in aliens? Like I said, I'm on the cusp. I always believed in them until that happened, but now I just don't know. What do you think? Y'all, we have got another creepy encounter captured and posted right here on TikTok to react to, so let's get into it.
Who is it? Who's me? Aren't you at your friend's sleepover? Where are you? What do you want?
So when it comes to this video, I have a few thoughts. I don't think it's a mimic. First and foremost, I do not think it's a mimic. We talked about this in the last video I covered where the girl said her mom was like trying to get into her room and it was like banging on the door. That's not what a mimic does. And right here we see it trying to get into the room. It's being relentless. It's not a mimic. It could be an entity. I think more than likely this one feels more like it may be a skit. These videos, like I've said before on here, are not very hard to fake. They're not. So you need to be aware whenever you're watching them and try to see what your gut tells you. Just like look out for things. My gut's telling me this one might be a skit. I could be so wrong. I could literally be so wrong, and I hate coming on here and discrediting things, so take that with a grain of salt, because if they did capture this, it is a find. Just something feels really weird. I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? It's creepy, nonetheless, but what do we think? So first and foremost, skip this one if it's nighttime. I feel like I say that a lot, but I have never meant it more than I do during this video, okay? This is a lot. It's scary. I don't know if it's real or not, but regardless, it is horrific. Today we're going to talk about something that a creator on here experienced and caught on camera. So let me tell you a little bit of the backstory before we get into it. They said they had been home alone for around 4 hours when they heard what sounded like their mom calling to them from the other side of their bedroom door. They said while it sounded like their mom did not talk to them the way that this thing was talking. So it was kind of strange. So after this happened, they got it on camera and they called the neighbor for help. And before that neighbor could even come over for help, they call another occurrence on camera that is so much worse than the first. A lot of people in the comments were saying that it's a mimic, don't respond, it's a mimic. I personally don't think it's a mimic. I don't really know why. I just don't feel like it's a mimic. I feel like it's a really negative entity, but I don't think it's a mimic. But let me show you clip number 1 and then clip number 2. Y'all, this sound in the second one, I think I watched that at like 6 p.m. yesterday. No. Oh my god, I can't. Apparently, they posted an update video and said that it hadn't come back, so hopefully it's fine, everything's like good, but the sound, if this isn't real, whoever made that sound needs to be on a Hollywood set right now in a scary movie, because... Ugh. The other day, I saw the most convincing picture of a spirit that I have seen in my 25 years of life. And I have done nothing but think about it ever since, so we are going to talk about it on here right now. So if you don't want to see a picture of a ghost, I would scroll. So this picture and the entire story actually comes from a user on here that goes by this name. I'm going to give you a brief rundown of how this picture even came up in conversation for them to get it, and then we're going to look at it. So they were at a company get-together, and one of the higher-ups at the company was randomly in the middle of conversation like, y'all want to see a picture I took of New Orleans that has a ghost in it? And of course everyone was like, yeah. Like, don't even ask the question. Everyone wants to see a picture of a ghost until proven otherwise. I've never met anyone that's like, nope, don't show me that. So this picture was taken at one of the oldest restaurants in the entire city, and it happened when the higher up of the company was getting a tour of the wine cellar. He said that he was walking around the wine cellar and he noticed that there was this man on a laptop probably trying to get more fancy wines for the wine cellar, and he just happened to snap a few pictures of this man. So he walks out of the wine cellar, goes home, and when he's looking back at the pictures, let's just see what he got. If it's nighttime, don't watch this. I'm serious. This one petrifies me down to my core. I think it is the scariest thing I've ever seen unfold on TikTok. Today we are going to be talking all about this user's strange neighbor, and we're going to be looking at the footage. Gear up. Let's go. To start off, I'm just going to show you some footage, and then we're going to talk about it.
What you standing at the sofa? Hey. Every night, this one goes on the bright, this one no one move.
So I just wanted to show you a little bit of what we're working with here. I'm gonna be honest with you, I saw these videos a second ago. They've been going for a bit, but I didn't plan on covering them because I was like, that's probably a mannequin. There is a house by my parents' house where they have a mannequin outside, and they changed the mask on it, but they also changed locations, and it's horrific, but I'm pretty sure it's there to deter people from breaking in. So I assumed it was that situation. Because if I walked up to a house and saw that, even if I had the best intentions, I would turn my little booty around and go away. So I just assumed, but I kept watching the videos. I don't think it's a mannequin. I don't think it's a mannequin. But he has posted this woman several times. I think he has sprayed it with a water hose. He's, thrown stuff, poked it, hasn't moved. And that's why I thought it was probably a mannequin. There's one video. So I was scrolling around their profile yesterday. Not yesterday, it was a few days ago. But there's one video, and we're gonna watch it. I do want to add in that they said this woman is only outside at night. They've never seen it during the daytime, and it's always in the same spot.
I guess it is not here.
So in conclusion, I don't think that's a mannequin. I hope at least the nightmares you have fun elements, because I know you're gonna have nightmares. So I regret to inform you that there is a doll with a heartbeat. If I had to see the video and get scared, so do you, so let's get into it. So the doll was posted by this creator on here, and they were talking about how they went to a thrift store with their child saw the doll in the very back, had to have it, so they bought it. For me, the first red flag was that immediate draw, because sometimes that's not a good thing. So since bringing this doll into their home, their son has repeatedly said, I think this doll is haunted. So they put on one of those pulse heart monitor things on its hand, and, you know, just to check it out. And why is it so fast? The doll itself doesn't even look that creepy, but like, maybe it does. Retract my statement. So of course when you post a creepy video, people are gonna come in with their skepticism, and the biggest one was, you were sitting there holding it, it's registering your heartbeat, and everyone was like, put the doll off to itself and then do it again. So they did. Did that hand move? Did that hand move? We're watching that again. Brought in Eric to watch it too. Okay, watch his hand. Tell me if it moves at the end. You stare. I need a second. I'll be right back. I don't even have a like tiny bit of explanation for this. I am not saying that what this person caught on camera was absolutely a walker, but I'm not saying it wasn't, because let's talk about it. Let's talk about this video. So a creator that goes by this name captured a pretty terrifying video, and they posted 2 videos, so we're gonna look at them together and then talk.
What the actual... It just made sounds. Yo, that looks like a...
This is the second video.
Otis has been acting strange. I'm out here in the forest, and there's been something. It's gone.
It's not gone.
I hear some weird shit. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's moving. I don't know what that is. It's like standing up. It just hid behind the tree. I'm gonna stay right. I can stay here all day. I'm gonna stay. Look, there. Yeah. See. Where is it? Where is it? Ah! I just saw its eyes. I saw its eyes glow.
I understand videos can be faked, but I don't think that one was. The feeling I got in my gut, no thanks. I don't like that. Well, if I had to see it and be scared, you guys did too, so happy nightmares. Was there a shadow figure caught on camera at the Devil's Tramping Grounds in North Carolina? Let's look at the picture and find out for ourselves. But for some backstory, this was sent in to me by a follower, and let me just read the little paragraph that they sent before I show you the picture. My family went on vacation on June 1st, and on the way to the beach, we stopped at the Devil's Tramping Grounds in North Carolina. Before leaving, I did a video sweep of the area so I could go edit mode and look at the video frame by frame, and I think I caught a shadow figure. I would love to send it to you, but want to verify that you're interested in seeing it, and I of course said yes, and then they sent the picture. I'm gonna insert it right here. Let me know what you guys think. So here's that picture. I'm gonna give you guys just a second to look around and see if you see anything before I tell you what I see. So go ahead, I'll be waiting. Right here is what I see. It seems to be a dark figure. Definitely looks like a shadow figure. Maybe he's wearing a cloak. But yeah, I definitely see something there. Like, it looks like it could potentially be a trick of the eye in a tree trunk, but just, I don't think it is. So I feel like something might be there. What do you guys think? Do you see anything? If it's nighttime, you may want to save this one until the morning, because it's a lot It's really creepy and the footage is terrifying. So let's get into it. So a TikToker that goes by this username decided to innocently take a video of the rain recently. As they were filming, minding their business, they started to feel something behind them. A presence, something watching, something was back there and they just knew it. So they turn the camera around and they act like they're filming themselves, and it just kind of shows behind them. And there's something behind them. I watched the video. It didn't have an option to save it, so I'm not going to include it here, but I did take a screenshot of what was behind this person, and let's just look at it. The way it's you can't see the eyes, but I know it's looking. I know it's looking right at them. And I'm looking at the head. It looks like it might be wearing a hat. Looks like it's wearing a coat for sure. But I just... What is this? Like, it doesn't even look like a person. Like, it doesn't look like a person. It looks like a something. What is that? I was tagged in a video of some pretty strange activity that was caught on camera. Now, the person that posted the video didn't take the video. It was taken by their friend's mom, and the reason that the friend's mom was even recording was to prove what was happening.
She had been having some issues in her apartment and was getting real tired of all the weird crap, so she recorded this video to show her landlord.
So in the video, you can hear the mom say, "I'm not making this up," as the lights are flickering, and then you hear a voice. Let me just let you guys hear it.
See, Gabe, I'm not making it up. That's what the light keeps doing. It's not me.
So the person that posted the video said they hear "stop doing that." That's personally what I hear too, but it sounds strange. So I feel like it could be a multitude of things. What do you guys hear? Do you hear that too? So one of my mutuals tagged me in a video that they posted a few days ago that their husband captured while he was home alone. I'm just gonna play it and then we're gonna talk about it. I had the phone so close to my face listening to that, and chills.
I'm so sorry.
That is clear as day a scream, but in that second clip, I don't know. I fear it is the same thing making the noise, but the noises are vastly different, and that makes me feel icky, because what is that? I am so curious to know if anything else has happened since this. Like, this was posted 4 days ago, and I just want to know if anything else has happened, because, like, rightfully so, the man did not ignore it. I don't know how you could ignore that. Like, that was loud, especially if you're home alone. I don't know how you ignore that, but I want to know if anything else happened. Stories alone that you guys send me are terrifying enough, but sometimes I get videos and pictures of what's happening to you guys, and oh my god. So I'm going to share one with you today. Let's get into it. So I'm going to read you the message that they sent me first, and then we're going to watch the video together. This happened all day. The fan and air conditioning are both off. The ball moves at different speeds and directions. I'm sorry for the poor quality. It's an old video from an old phone. It's also filmed at night. After it had been doing it all day, I got sick of it and decided to see if filming it would stop somehow. It definitely did not. I had many experiences in this house, and sometimes I miss living there because of it, since I find the paranormal so fascinating. Ugh, I hate that. Like, it's just not a care in the world rolling around. So apparently, entire buildings can just get up and walk away and move on their own now. Let's get into it. So a creator on here posted a video talking about how their barn was once in one spot, but now moments later, it is in a completely different spot.
My barn was once right there, and it is now over there.
There's no, like, drag marks or anything, nothing. It's just moved. They even posted a follow-up video showing the area where the barn once was being empty, and it's creepy. It's creepy. I don't like it.
This is also a TikTok from a few months ago, where the barn now is, and see how there's not a barn there.
They live with their family there, and everyone in their family was like, I don't know, I just came home and it was there. Like, everyone remembered the barn being in a different place, and their explanations were maybe someone moved it as a prank, which is very possible, or some freak storm just picked it up and dropped it carefully. I don't know. It's very possible that someone moved it as a prank, but I just feel like someone would have noticed or heard it, unless no one was home. I don't know. But I feel very justified in my strange, like, back of my head fear that tall buildings are just gonna start walking. I've always had that fear with buildings and mountains, like tall skyscrapers. I feel valid. This video that I'm about to show you is either a trick of the eye or one of the scariest things that I have ever seen. So let's get into it. Another creator on here went outside and found something. It looks like something is perched on top of a partially chopped down tree. And my first thought when seeing this was, that's definitely an illusion, but it looks like it moves, and I can't tell if that is a trick of the light or what. So we're gonna watch it together and we're gonna talk about it in the comments because I can't figure out what I think. I don't know if they did, but I wish they would go outside in the daylight and show that tree again, because I want to see if where it's chopped down, it's making some sort of like shape that could be misconstrued as that in the dark. Because if it wasn't, what was that? Genuinely, from the depths of my heart, what was that? No. Y'all know if someone on here posts a video and says they think they caught a mimic on camera, I am on it, watching the video and talking about it, because that's unfortunately my life. So a creator on here that goes by this username was just minding their business at their job, and they said that they started filming because they thought they kept hearing their voice like reverberate back to them. Like, not like an echo, like it was saying other things, but it was their voice. Does that make sense? So they start recording, and you can definitely hear a whisper. It sounds like it's very close to them. I'll just go ahead and play a little clip of that so you guys can see.
I'm 100% sure I'm hearing my voice right now. Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
I've said this before, and I like to say this on each mimic video, and I feel like I'm allowed to say this coming from someone who has captured things on camera and posts this content as well. This content is very easy to fake, to doctor, to do anything. You can set up speakers, you can do voiceovers, you can have someone helping you. Because while this does sound a bit like their voice, it also could be anyone, because it's whispering. So when you're whispering, you're gonna sound, you know, kind of strange. If this is a real video, this is a find. Like, that is terrifying. And whenever I've called it on camera while I'm filming, it's been whispers sometimes as well. So I know that is a thing that happens. So if it is real, this is a really cool video. If it's not, it's still a really cool video and it still scared me. So either way, I'm scared. There's a very creepy mimic encounter that was captured and posted on here recently, and you guys have been tagging me in it relentlessly. Thank you, but also you're scaring me. I've been asked my thoughts and opinions on it, so let's get into it. So from the video that I saw, we really don't have much backstory on what's going on. It really just gets right into the action of it. So you hear what the creator says is their own voice, and upon them speaking, it does sound a lot like them with more of a robotic tone, which is comic. When you're encountering mimics, it does not sound exactly like you. In my experience, it sounds like me, but with zero emotion. Like, everything is just flat.
Katie. I'm home alone, Katie. And I can hear myself saying my own name.
Now, I will say, and I've said this before on here, when it comes to these videos, as someone who's posted my own encounters, you have to go into it being a skeptic, because these videos are very easy to fake. You can have a friend, a speaker, a voiceover, anything like that to make these videos. Now, I don't necessarily think this one's fake, and I will tell you why. Unless this creator had a whole team of people helping, which they very much could have, there was way too much going on in that video. Not only was it their voice, it was other voices as well, as they said their dad's voice.
Help us. Dad?
Turn around.
Mom?
While they're walking around filming, stuff starts falling, like this ball.
Who threw that? Oh my god.
So like I said, unless it was just perfect timing or a team of people helping and I didn't see anyone else in there, I think that might have been a real encounter. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, go into all of these being a skeptic, but do it kindly. But I don't know, that looks real to me. I don't know. I've said this before, but I will say it again. I never get scary videos on my For You page. The only time I see what is trending on TikTok on the scary side is when you guys tag me. However, I saw a scary video the other day and it chilled me to my core, so let's get into it. Also, I wasn't tagged in this. Why did you guys not tag me in this video? Anyways, I know it's not my niche, but anyways. So it was posted by a creator that goes by this name, and she explains that she was just out fishing at night, minding her own business in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, she quickly found out that she was not alone when she heard a strange sound coming from an island that was close by to her. Y'all, you can hear it in the video. And a lot of people were in the comments being like, I don't think that's sirens, I think that's a djinn. I don't know. I don't really know much about either, but I do know that the sound will stick with me for the rest of my life. So let's just give it a listen, shall we? What do you guys think of that? Is that a siren? Are sirens real? I don't know. I feel like the ocean is so vast, there's no way we know everything that's in it. There's just no way. So, I don't know. I don't know. There's a reason NASA stopped exploring the ocean and went to space. Y'all have been tagging me and tagging me in this video, and I finally did get to watch it the other day, and I can say with full certainty, I believe this is a very real encounter with a mimic that was caught on camera. Another creator on here that goes by this name is filming content as she normally does and just minding her business and chatting with us. Well, suddenly, she hears, and we can also hear very clearly, her child scream for her mom.
What's up, y'all? It's Taco Tuesday, and I made tacos. What? Ring. What?
So of course she answers it, because that is her child's voice, I'm assuming, and she's calling mom. Her child does not answer her back, and when asked about it, her child said, I did not call for you. So she posted the video hoping that everyone else can hear it too, and I definitely heard it. Clear as day sounded like a child screaming, Mom! What do you guys think? I think that is terrifying. So we've all, if you have cats, you know your cat has that one meow that just sounds a little bit too much like a hello, and it's usually right when you're about to feed it. You guys know the meow I'm talking about. Let's talk about a creator's experience on here because I don't think it was her cat. I'm gonna say that right now, I don't think it was her cat. So I tagged her below if you want to go check out the video. I think she filmed an update as well. But in this video that she posted, she's just chatting with us, minding her business like one does when creepy stuff happens, and you just hear talking. So without missing a beat, she responds to this talking and then pauses because she remembers she is at home alone.
Okay, first of all, why didn't anyone tell me that if you have yeah?
And then she does something that is extremely smart, which I feel like is not talked about enough in the comments of this video. She pretends that she is talking on the phone, because that could have been someone that broke into her house. This is a paranormal channel, but the living, breathing human beings will always pose the biggest threat, and that is what you should investigate before you turn to paranormal things. So she's pretending to talk on a phone call, and the voice continues, and it says her name. It sounds like it says her name, but then it kind of also sounds like I love you. I think it said her name. But when it said it, it sounded like it was way too close to that phone. Like, if someone was in there, she would have seen it. It was too close to the phone. And my thing is, maybe I would argue that it could have been the cat if it stopped with that first initial, like, few words. But it didn't. And the fact that it just kept going and it kept saying stuff so clearly, that was not the cat. That was not the cat. That video was caught on a dash cam in Raleigh, North Carolina, which for me personally was just a bit close to my home. That was just a bit too close to my home for my liking for this sort of thing to be wandering around. Because what in the blurry Lego figure was going on here? Like seriously, it looked like a person, but that was not a person. Like that was a straight up ghost. That was a ghost. A ghost was caught on camera because there is no other explanation that I can figure out. Even if it was a person, which also, why is a person walking right there? Okay, but even if that was a person, they wouldn't have blurred like that. Like they looked like that from the beginning to like right when they were at the car. That makes no sense to me on how that's a person. What is that? If there's a reason, I would literally love to hear it because I'll be able to sleep again. This is horrifying. Can you imagine catching this on your dash cam? I'd never look at it again, honestly. I'd take it out of my car. I would literally rip it out of my car. Do y'all want to see it slowed down? That was rhetorical. I'm showing it to you anyways. Here it is slowed down. A TikToker on here experienced something truly, I'm gonna say phenomenal because I'm into stuff like this, but if you're not, horrifying. I truly think she heard something trying to mimic her fiance and then watched it take the form of something else. But let me back up and tell you her entire story. So this user goes by the name Brittany Beware, and this occurred after her fiance left to go to the gym. Brittany stayed in bed and got out her pregnancy book to start reading it because she is 5 months pregnant and that's just what she does while her fiance goes to the gym. But as she is laying there minding her business, she hears her fiance call her name, just "Hey Britt," followed by something that sounded like, "Can you let me in," something like that. And at this point, her dog is losing its marbles. So she's like, okay, that did not sound like it came from inside, that was outside, I bet our lock got stuck. So she hops up and runs to the door to unlock this door, just in case it got stuck. So whenever Brittany goes to the door to let her fiance in, she sees that he is not there, but someone is. At the end of her walkway in front of her house is an older lady with headphones on, wearing a nightgown, and she has a Yorkie with her. But this lady is not walking, she's just kind of frozen at the end of the walkway. So Brittany thinks, oh, well, something is wrong, let me go grab some pants so I can run out there and see what's going on. So she goes and gets pants, comes back out, swings the door open, is not quiet about it at all, and this lady does not react. She kind of stands there for a second, expecting this lady to talk to her, and she's talking, just not to her. It could have been to someone in her headphones because she was wearing those, but yeah, she's just talking away and not acknowledging Brittany. And this woman was not far from her. Let me just insert a clip from her video and show you how short this walkway actually is.
And she's not far from me. She's literally at the end of my sidewalk. Hold on. You can see like sidewalk, and she was like right at the end.
The woman literally never says anything and just goes about her business, and Brittany goes back inside. And she starts thinking, why didn't my Ring camera go off? Because it goes off whenever cars even drive by their house. So now a full person is standing at the end of this walkway and that camera is not going off. But she said, I know that it had to go off when I went outside. So she pulls up that footage to check it, and I'm just gonna show you a screenshot from the Ring camera. Where's the woman? The voice happening first, and then this mystery woman happening second. There are a few different things that this could be, and they are all terrifying. Oh my gosh. Those videos were sent in by a follower, so let's read the story that went along with it and try to figure out what that was. For context, I'm a Louisiana native who is no stranger to the creatures of the night. They just kind of come with the territory out here. I moved to East Texas for school and live in a small neighborhood about an hour outside of Houston, a quiet suburb till recently. One more important detail is that the HOA of the neighborhood has a strict rule about having pets indoors at night due to the many animals who have lost their lives outside in the freeze years ago. Maybe not an actual guideline, but everyone follows regardless. At night, you can usually hear the sounds of frogs, crickets, and the occasional bird. Nature tunes. For the past week or so, it'll get extremely quiet, followed by the sounds on the attached clips that you just heard. I managed to get them on 2 separate occasions. The other times I tried, it would stop immediately. I could be mistaken, but I know it wasn't a dog nor a person. This clip could be many things. Personally, I think it sounds a little bit like a mountain lion. Mountain lions sound horrifying whenever they make their little sounds. They sound like women screaming. It could be any animal like that. It could be a coyote, but regardless of whether it is the supernatural thing that you were thinking of or it's an animal, don't go outside. That's why I say when I talk about folklore a lot, it works for wildlife too. Like, you should still pay attention even if you don't believe in supernatural stuff. But I think it might be a mountain lion. So there's an older clip posted on here that you've probably seen before, and I have as well, but I just realized I never talked about it, and I got tagged again a bunch recently, so let's talk about it. And upon further investigating, this user has been documenting their haunted house for a second. So if you guys are interested, go check out their other videos. But let's get into the clip that caused me to lose quite a bit of sleep. Let's just watch it together. The clip is much longer. This is just the ending, so if you want to go see the entire thing, go watch it. It's just... It doesn't matter how many times you watch that, it is still just as scary. Catching something like that on camera is so impressive because these things tend to know when they're being recorded and they just don't do stuff. It is so rare to catch things. Just the fact that this was so clear and just the lights flickering with it, I am terrified. I feel like I'd have to leave at that point. Like if you just see something, you can kind of be like, oh, that was just me probably. But catching it on camera, you have to leave the house at that point. I don't know who I'm pointing at behind me. I already have an intense fear of owls. You, whoever I'm pointing at. So tag me in a video where an owl's doing something scary. I'm not gonna sleep anymore this week. So if I have to be scared, so do you guys. Let's get into what I just saw. So a creator on here was checking her security cameras outside and she sees an owl on like a post. So she's watching the owl because she's wanting to see it fly away when a car drives by and it gets scared, so it just sort of jumps down. And this owl, let me just show you what happened. See, there's the owl on the post. I was already scared at this point, but then it jumps down. It already looked weird as it was jumping. Now it looks weird sitting, and then what? Go watch her video because she keeps watching the footage, assuming it was some glitch and it was gonna reappear. It doesn't. It doesn't come back. What in the timeline mess up, shape shifting nonsense is this? I am so scared. Why are owls so scary? Like, I firmly believe this wouldn't have scared me as bad if it had been like a duck. But the fact that it was an owl, goodbye. This is one of the most chilling paranormal videos that I have ever seen. And it comes from a creator on here. I will tag their account. They did a little series on it. Go watch all of the videos because they are something. This video popped up in their Snapchat memories and they took it back during quarantine when they were a little under the influence, but they don't remember taking this video. You can see them at the bottom of the screen, but something seemingly leaps or glides or frickin' flies across the rest of the screen. They do have a cat. They do have a black cat, but this is not a cat. I will argue that this is not a cat. So let me show you the video that they slowed down. Okay, it takes a second, but watch it come through the left. On, there we go. Look at them. The way it covers the whole screen. That was bad enough. And then they turned up the brightness, and I will actually never sleep again. So I'm gonna end this video on that note. Go check out their page, watch the whole series that they have. I don't know. I just know it's not a cat. That's what I know. You can literally see its neck and shoulders and the hair cascading. Goodbye. Done.